This is an election year.
Yep.
You know, you got Trump, you got
Now
Biden.
let me ask you. I can't use the 8 ball to bump my ball. No, I can't.
Nah, you can't do that. I think if you do that, you automatically lose.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. But staying on that same topic, man, it's election year. You got Trump and Biden. Who do you think? There's no perfect candidate, but who do you think gonna be better for the economy over the next 4-year cycle?
Look, and this subject is very sensitive for a lot of people, right? Especially in the black community, right? It's a very sensitive question. Thing. Okay. Let me speak for myself in the line of business that I'm in, and I want to make sure the audience understand. The caveat is I'm basing it off of my situation, my personal situation as a real estate person, being in finance, and obviously having a government contracting business. I feel that Donald Trump is a better candidate for me in my financial situation. I'm not talking about all the rhetoric and all the social things and all that. We're only restricted. This is a financial podcast, right? So we're only talking about the finances. Donald Trump is better for me simply because as a Republican, Republicans spend more money on defense. As a government contractor, you want a candidate to spend money on defense,
Absolutely.
right? Here we are on the brink of wars, right? You know, we got the situation going on in Ukraine and Russia, Israel now, that whole situation with Israel. As a government contractor, that benefits me, unfortunately. I mean, I know that they're going, a lot of people, I was in the military, so I know the risk involved with being in the military during wartime. And that's just unfortunate. But as a government contractor, that benefits government contractors. And of course, real estate, we know Donald Trump is a real estate guy. So of course I would want him. He's going to ensure that the accelerated depreciation stays in play.
That was good. That was great.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You could depreciate a property in 5 years?
In 5 years, right?
Man.
So he's going to keep those things in play to ensure that those things benefit those people. So I can only speak from my point of view that he's a better candidate for my situation. Now, other people, they may be different. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at it.
And that's what people got to do, man. They just got to vote for the best person for them.
For them, yes.
And I agree with you, man. I mean, I'm in real estate too. I think Trump is probably going to be better for my situation in terms of finances. Morally, that's a different story. It's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But people got to vote on what they believe in and what affects them, whether it's morally or financially, and just leave it at that.
And and the thing about it too is even on the moral side, right? Did we all forget that Joe Biden,
with the reform, the prison reform,
and did we forget that he actually eulogized in my home state of South Carolina? He eulogized was it Strom Thurmond, I think it was. I mean the guy who was a racist. Mm-hmm. That he was actually in support of David Duke. When did we all forget about that? You know when we forgot about it? When he became Barack Obama's vice president. It's almost like we brought him into the family because of the fact that he became Barack Obama's vice president. But we forgot about all those things that mm-hmm. he helped orchestrate. We forgot about the fact that Kamala put more black men in prison in California than any other governor. Oh no, she wasn't the governor. She was the DA. Yeah. The DA, right? Yeah. So. I mean, again, I'm not saying, but socially, when people throw out that social thing, I just tell them, look, man, did you forget about all this stuff? Because to me, Joe Biden isn't that much better than Donald Trump now. Man,
people just got to do their research and look at the facts, man, and then make their own decisions. I was watching, I saw something, man. It might have been on YouTube or Instagram. But they said, look at the 4 largest states or the 10 largest states or whatever it was. look at which states are Republican, look at which states are Democrat, and see which one's doing better or worse. They start naming how bad California was doing, but how well Georgia and Texas was doing versus how many people come out of New York. So sometimes, man, you gotta read between the lines.
Yeah, that's. And the way I look at it, man, I tell people, look, it don't make me much of a difference who the president is, because in the end, neither one of them really, dictates what I'm going to do financially, for me and my family.
That part.
I think we have to focus on what's happening in your household, control what happens in your household, start pairing up with other like-minded families and friends in their households, and we start pooling together and things of that nature, particularly in the black community. We have to do it grassroots and individually, start marrying ourselves up with like-minded people and figuring out, okay, how do we move the ball forward? Because unfortunately, I don't think collectively as a black community, I don't think the black community will ever survive collectively now. You know what I'm saying? The black communities, we're too scarred, right? We've got too many scars. It's difficult for us to move forward together like other communities, right? But in small groups, we can do well with one another. We combine ourselves with smaller groups and things, communities, right? Yeah. You see, that's what I think I like about the online game, right? Creating communities. What's happening in your community, in your household?
Yep, and I think that's the play, man. Whether you're an entrepreneur or got a coaching program, it's all about building that community of like-minded people. Because you may have friends and family. Yeah, they're friends and family, but they may not necessarily fit into your community because your principles and whatever. The other thing that we up against too, man, is, and I'm just gonna say it, every time a nigga get the ball, they fumble it.
Yes.
It's like you look at Jay Morrison.
Yes.
You done raised all this motherfucking money, and I'll be damned if you don't fuck it up.
He fucked it
up.
Like,
we gotta stop doing that. But it hurts. It don't hurt me, it don't hurt you. No. We're gonna be good regardless.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It hurts the person that might have 100,000 or 50,000 or even 5,000 that they want to invest into something that's legitimate, but they stopped doing it or it pulled them back from doing it.
Yeah.
It hurt the people that it could elevate because they've seen it or they've been burned.
Yeah.
So, and it hurts our community as a whole, man. Because there's a lot of people teaching a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people teaching really good stuff, and I know some people teaching really good stuff, and there's a lot of people teaching bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's just not in the black community. That's in every community. That's across the board. Yeah. But every time we get the ball or somebody with some celebrity or authority, even like the DJ Envy situation.
Yep.
Because like when you're raising money or you're investing in deals, like one of the first things is having a fiduciary responsibility with other people's money. Just like when you said you had a bad deal, when we started the podcast, $1 million, a lot of people wouldn't have did that.
You're right. No.
You got to have integrity with this stuff.
That's right.
And too many times we look at what can we get now and not thinking about 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now.